Midnight is not the middle of the night. That is a lie. Midnight is nothing. Midnight is like the brunch of night. No, true midnight, the loneliest hour, is the time that it is right now, 2:38 a.m. And even darker than the hour are the two eyes peering up at me, big and black and shinier than the moon. 5 weeks ago, I became a mother, around the same time that my son was born. Now, while I understand that this is standard biological procedure, I also understand that this is highly bullshit. They should let you be a mother for at least 18 months before they give you an actual baby. Some sort of system involving supervised learning and a logbook of hours, a touchscreen computer test at the very least, before you find yourself here, alone, at 2:38 a.m, a 5-week-old mother rocking back and forth, trying to get your baby to shut his eyes and go to sleep. Because I had to have a cesarean section, the recovery was tough. If you'd like to get an idea of what that's like, imagine going into hospital for major abdominal surgery, but as you shuffle out of the hospital doors, barely able to walk, someone shoves a baby in your arms and says, "Here, take this," before diving into a bush. So in those early days, I relied on my husband a lot to do all those baby things like changing nappies and getting the baby to sleep. Now, parents are obsessed with sleep because if your baby doesn't sleep, they explode or something. Look, I don't really know what happens, but I know it's bad. Sleepless nights are the thing that new parents never shut up about. I get it, you're sleepy, I used to think. Do you want a medal? And now that I am a parent, I can safely say that yes, I would like a medal very much. Thing is, sleep deprivation has nothing to do with being sleepy. Without sleep, your mind and your body go into survival mode. They start dumping mental faculties like sandbags off a hot air balloon just to keep you from crashing to the ground. The ability to find things funny? Gone. Basic motor skills and depth perception? Gone. Empathy? Gone. My husband hurts his back from rocking the baby so much, and all I can do is stare back at him, eyes dull. Oh well, I say. We find out he has to go overseas for work for 5 weeks. Oh well, I say. But my heart thuds to the ground like a bag of wet sand, because that means I'll be left alone with the baby, and I don't know if I can get through the long dark nights by myself. But here I am at 2:38 a.m. and the baby is wide awake. So I feed him. I make a silent wish to my boobs to have enough milk to get him to sleep. My wish is granted, but my boobs are a mischievous genie who misinterprets my wishes, and they spray him with so much milk that he chokes and squirms and gets so slippery that instead of the precious, quiet bonding moment I was promised, it's like breastfeeding a wet frog. After clean up on aisle baby, it's time to get him to sleep again. But getting a baby to sleep is a cruel game, because 2 things need to happen before they can sleep. They need to be fed and their nappy has to be changed. Now, feeding makes them sleepy. Easy, but feeding also makes them poo, and changing their nappy wakes them up completely. So you feed them again and soon you're in a vicious cycle. So I try to rock my extremely awake baby to sleep. I am swaying back and forth. I am shushing. I am patting. Sway, sway, shh, shh, shh. Pat, pat, shh, shh, shh. This continues for 10 minutes. He stops squirming and gets tired, and I think, wow, I can actually do this. 5 more minutes and I'm getting so good at it, I'm actually making myself sleepy. I yawn and relief washes over me. And then suddenly, awfully, shh, shh, Pat, stops working. His eyes spring open and he gives me a look like, shh, shh, Pat, are you kidding me? Shh, shh, Pat was like 3 naps ago. I'm all about an upright bounce, bounce Pat now. No swaying, no shushing. The pats can stay, but faster and then slower at a very exact and unspecified time. He conveys all this information to me through the very helpful medium of screaming. So we bounce, bounce, pat, and his eyelids grow heavy and finally close. With some Hurt Locker level of stealth and steady-handedness, I lower him into the bassinet. Look down at this tiny, precious little life depending solely on me for survival. My heart swells with love, and dreamfully, peacefully, both of his legs go bolt upright into the air and he lets rip an almighty fart which sounds like it came from a fat couch dad in a sitcom instead of a sweet little baby's butt. So back on the change mat we go. I peel off the nappy to find nothing. Dry as a bone. That's weird, I think. But just as I think that, a stream of baby wee arcs up into the air and all over his face. He smacks his lips and pulls a face like someone has just pissed into his mouth. And honestly, the fact that he clearly dislikes the taste comes as a bit of a relief. He looks at me accusingly like I'm the one who did it to him, and then I realise two things. One, I can no longer call my baby exclusively breastfed because now he has drunk his own pee. And two, 5 weeks in, and I have produced the Todd Carney of babies, and it's not even Mad Monday. So we're rocking again and shushing again, and it's 4:15, but it feels like 2:38. Because after all this, we are back where we started. And I hold my beautiful baby and feel more alone than ever before. But as I look out the window into the night, I start to think about all the other mothers out there doing exactly the same thing as me right now. I see them all, going through their 2:38 all over the world, and I feel like we're all connected somehow. Shushing and patting and rocking and swaying in a constant, ongoing global lullaby. All of us together, putting the next generation of humans off to a peaceful sleep. He snuggles down into my arms and I tiptoe back toward the cot.